Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, now I'm about to cover the third week of February, and I'm talking about February 15th through the 21st. And with this, we have so much happening. This is the week of the solar eclipse, and so many things are scheduled to happen this week. This will be tough, a really tough time. Remember, when there's eclipses, everything seems to be out of kilter. You can feel it in the air. I feel like I hear ambulances a lot more. I feel like I hear just things going on. The news, gets crazy. And don't forget, this is a time of earth changes. All around this whole month of February, we have the likelihood of earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. Everything's erupting, it feels like. And especially with this solar eclipse, a lot is happening around the world. So what am I doing here? I'm looking where all the planets are day by day relative to where the moon is. And when we look at where the moon is, this creates lunations such as eclipses or new moons, full moons, all of the above. And it really is a nice way to gauge your life from the cycles of the planets. That's what I'm doing. So I am in Dallas. So I am looking at all of this from Central Time Zone. Adjust it to what I'm saying to your time zone. And also go down in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. So let's get going here. And let's talk about the first day of we're talking about the third week. So this is February 15th, and it's a Sunday. So we have the moon here in Capricorn the whole day, and it is riding pretty close to Mars. But the thing about this day is that the moon, it is a dark moon. So it's the Baslamic moon phase where it's behind the sun. It's not a good time to start new events, new things, please. And it's time to finish up things, complete things, bring things to a conclusion. So with this moon, it is in the nakshatra called Shravana. And I always think in terms of this nakshatra symbol is an ear. And what it symbolizes is listening. It's time to listen up, to hear what others are saying. You cannot be doing all the talking. You don't learn that way. Open up and listen. You'll be glad you did. You'll learn something. So from the moon, there's the Sun, Venus, Rahu, Mercury, all lined up in the second house from the moon. So there is a lot of spending going on. Lots going on with expenditure around the world, actually. And with Jupiter, it actually goes to the 6th house. So it is a time of hard work, but remember what I said, time to finish projects and listen in and hear what others have to say. Now I'm looking at Monday. This is February 16th, and on this day, Mercury is exactly in a trinal aspect to Jupiter. I love that. Mercury, Jupiter, all about communications and things to do with possible trips or travels. Things will go well. But we're still looking at this is the day right before the solar eclipse. And on this day as well, February 16th, the moon will cross over Mars. And it will be pretty much around, noontime or so. Around that time, Moon-Mars conjunction. And that makes people angry, it makes people frustrated, it makes people very, very combative, be aware. And the moon is in the nakshatra called Dhanishta. And Dhanishta is ruled by Mars. And by the way, this Mars currently is exalted in Capricorn. So we have some intense emotions and energies and anger. And things could be happening behind the scenes that we don't see or notice. And this could even be strikes with war and things like that. Why? Because Mars is with the moon, and it is the dark, dark moon before the eclipse. So things are hidden and things are about to and are already exploding and coming out for sure. So let us go to February 17th. This is the solar eclipse. It's happening in Aquarius. And yes, I'm a sidereal astrologer, so it may be, well, it could be in the very last degree of Aquarius, but one for tropical astrologers, but sidereal, it happens at 4 degrees of Aquarius. This is the solar eclipse. And eclipses in my book are always the most intense. They make things happen. The world is shaking. There are so many events. There's violence, there's problems, there's earthquakes, even if there's not a physical earthquake, it's an emotional earthquake around this time. Because the sun and the moon are with Rahu. But Rahu is right there with Venus. And this is good for the economy. Things are booming. Things are happening with the stock market. That's what I meant to say, the stock market. But Saturn and Neptune are now together. Realize that there is so much deception. There are so many lies out there to control the masses. This is really in effect the entire month of February, though, not just today or the next few days where it's exact. And remember what I say about Saturn and Neptune. They deal with brainwashing. Saturn is reality, but Neptune is illusions. And people are starting to wake up to the illusions. But it's scary because it's shocking how many things we have been lied to about. So really, it is upsetting. So both these aspects are really important. The eclipse and the Venus Rahu today, all in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius rules humanity. And things are really coming out about the controls that we have had with humanity. So things are changing, things are difficult, but it's the beginning of a wake up. So now I am looking at February 18th. This is a Wednesday. And what I'm seeing is the moon being in Aquarius still all day today. Now it shifts from, well, actually, during the time of the eclipse on the 17th, it was in Dhanishta, but then the moon is going to quickly, even on the 17th, move into Shatabishak, and part of the 18th, let's move it forward. Yes, it will be in Shatabishak for most of the day, but it will shift around midday into Purva Bhadrapada. Now, let's talk about the first half while it's in Shatabishak. That nakshatra deals with healing, 100 healers. It also deals with the Sky Watcher. So I believe there's going to be so many healings that are starting to be spoken about that can have an effect on humanity in Aquarius. So a lot of new trends with healing are coming out at this time, but also about space travel. All these projects are going to come about. And you know what I think about the alien life. That's a possibility too. This eclipse could actually bring some new awareness about our neighbors out in space. All right, so this is a really cool thing. But moving moving into the nakshatra Purva Bhadrapada. Like I always say, be careful, because this nakshatra can definitely deal with people that are not who they pretend to be, two-faced. So be aware that all of this energy is all happening all at once. And I have to say, with Mars being behind the sun and the moon, we must be careful around the world. Everyone's at odds. And I really, really do think that enemies, people are on the prowl, and we must be alert to secret hidden enemies in terms of war and fighting. So now I'm looking at Thursday. This is February 19th, and the moon has shifted into Pisces. And with this moon, it will conjunct the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which is pretty much exact today. It's really exact on the 20th, but it's there. Saturn and Neptune are exactly conjunct, and the moon is bringing out this energy. Be aware, today is the day of some huge uncoverings of secrets, things we didn't know about, because Saturn's reality, but Neptune's deception. What have we been lied to about? Get ready. It's coming out now. Today and the next day, there's some major transformational changes. Now, the moon today will be in the nakshatra called Uttara Bhadrapada. And this, their symbol is the serpent of the deep. So it's talking about things that are profound, that, wow, we didn't know about. Coming out from the depths of things, surfacing. And, you know, it's going to be tough. I'll tell you why. These things that are coming out are so extreme and kind of dark, what we didn't know. So be alert, be open, and I do think it's for the better. It always is to know the truth, but it is upsetting to know the truth sometimes. But that's the only way we can heal. So this is crucial. And at least this is on a world front, but on a personal front, if you're looking to move, you're looking for real estate, this is a good day, because Jupiter is in the 4th house from the moon. It'll be today and tomorrow. And on top of that, we have moved into the phase of the moon where it's increasing in light, and that's the time you want to begin new things, such as moves or changes of residence. Okay, so now I am looking at February 20th. It's a Friday. The moon will be in Pisces all day today, and it will be pretty much in the nakshatra called Revati, and Revati is a positive nakshatra. So things are a little bit lighter than the day before. They're brighter. And also, let's see, February 20th, this is the day that I calculated that Saturn and Neptune are exactly conjunct. And like I said, even though today's the day they're exact, the whole month is dealing with the deception, the denials, the truth coming out, how we've been brainwashed and lied to. It's all out there. If you want to accept it and recognize it and use it for healing, that's what I say this day is good for. But Revati makes it feel better. And this is also a very good day for you to search for a new home, look for real estate. Jupiter's in the 4th from the moon. That's very positive. And Mars actually is getting ready to change signs, but it is in the 11th house from the moon. So it is a good day. Financially, things are moving forward. Now let's look at Saturday, February 21st. This is the last day of the 3rd week I'm going to look at. And with this, the moon goes into Aries. And with the moon being in Aries, it's always about new beginnings and fresh starts. It's the sign of action, moving forward, travels, but it's in the nakshatra Ashwini. And Ashwini actually does deal with fast movement and travels for that point. And the other thing is, let's see here, with the moon, Jupiter goes to the 3rd house, so it could be a day of travels, going places, getting things done. And things are better than the last few days. So Saturn, and by the way, it's one of my son's birthdays, February 21st. So it's my middle son, Preston. So he might get mad at me for saying that. But anyway, looking at that, the Sun, Rahu, Venus, Mercury are in the 11th house. The 11th house deals with gains. And that's another thing. This could be a day to get together with friends, meet people, friendships come together. And it's a time of new beginnings with the moon in Aries. So that wraps up the 3rd week of February. So much going on in this month. Be open, be aware, and your life will get better. So with that, I think I'll close. If you want more information on me, always go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Thank you.